what we need for traditional Scottish kilt. We start with the hose or the socks, then we have the flashes, then we have the brogues, which are the shoes, then we have the most important, the kilt, then we have sporran, the jacket. Good day everyone, Dobry den. I hope that today everybody's feeling good. It's a nice warm day out there, and today I'd like to take a chance to take you on a little trip of Scotland. Some information on Scotland and how to wear a kilt, my national dress. Dress that I enjoy wearing. I wear it, and this one we've got 3 different types to wear it. We have the one that we're going to do here when we change everything is going to be the Prince Charles regalia, so all the proper setup for a formal wear kilt. Later on I will do an informal shirt to go with my kilts that we normally wear if we were walking around in our kilts. And the third one is I'll do it with my Scottish football top on, because this is what we would wear if we were in the Tartan Army. Let's get started. To wear formal dress in Scotland, if we're wearing a kilt, we wear 8 specific areas of dress. First we start with the socks. We follow the socks with the flashes. The flashes are basically garters to hold your socks up. Then you have your brogues, which are your shoes. Follow your brogues. Then we come to the most important part, which is our kilt. We put the kilt on, and then I personally wear a belt because I enjoy wearing a belt. I feel comfortable wearing a belt. And then we wear the sporran. The sporran is like a purse. We put our equipment in there, like our phone, our money, and this carries around on our hip of our whip. When we're dancing, it still moves on, and then we wear that one. Then after that, we have the Prince Charles jacket and vest, which is our waistcoat, and we finish it with our skean-dhu, which is basically a knife, and it sits in your sock. Okay. Let's start by putting together our socks. Our socks are long, white, woolen socks. So just give me a second, we'll put them on here and I'll show you how to be sitting. So now, as you can see, I've got my socks on. So next we have to do is take these, which are our, there we go, so our garters, and they sit back at the side of your leg, and you put them over the back and you close them in. You bring the sock back down, showing so that it shows only about that much on each leg. So we'll put that leg in here. Now what we normally do with these is you try and match it with your kilt, but at the moment I don't have my matched ones, so I'm just wearing one so that we can show you exactly how we set this up. As you can see now, I have my socks on, I have my flashes on, and now we're going to move forward and put on our brogues. Our brogues are our shoes that are laced. So the first thing you do when you braid your brogues is you take it, make sure they're apart like this, open them up, put your feet in. Okay, it's very important that you have to be comfortable, because you can be wearing these for a long time in a wedding. So what you do is you make sure that they're both equal and we pull it tight. Then what you do is take it down and you make a knot. Take it all the way down to the bottom. Next thing you do is twist it 3 times. 1, 2, 3 times. Bring it out to where it is at the moment, and you take it round the back of your leg and bring it back to the front. Then you take it back and back to the front again. This time you make a knot, or just a normal tie that's going to hold it. And this is normally how we would look on our legs. Okay? Now we have the brogues on, it's time for the more important thing, and that is the most important part of our national dress, the kilt. The kilt. The kilt has an apron, which is the first area of the kilt, and the back end here is the pleats. So it's important that when you put it on, the pleats have to be at the back. So we'll put it on now, put it around the body. So the way it works, you take the one on your right hand and you put it over your body, and there is a strap on the left hand side. So you put it in and put it into the strap. You wear it as comfortable as you like, but not too tight that you can't breathe. Obviously, we have to make sure it's tight enough that the kilt does not fall down. No one wants to see a Scotsman when he hasn't wear his kilt. That's a certainty. So then you take the apron, and that goes on the opposite side, and you make sure you put that in and you tie that in and strap it in. Again, as I said, so it's not too tight, and so you can actually breathe okay, and it's not uncomfortable. So I'll just get this one in here, in the back here, there we go. Put the second strap into it, and then you manoeuvre it so it sits comfortably in the front here. Right, one thing with the kilt should be worn about an inch above the kneecap. The apron should be straight, which is here, and at the back you should be seeing the plates. So all the plates and that are at the back. Okay, I personally like to wear a belt because I just feel a little bit more comfortable, especially as I'm wearing Scottish, and in the Scots don't wear any underpants underneath. So it's very important that we have some sort of comfort, that if the kilt gets a little bit loose when you're dancing, no one wants to see that. So we try and make sure that we have belts that gives us a little bit more comfort. So put the comfort in there. Make sure the belt is in the middle of your body. As I say, you just check first, make sure you're comfortable. Okay, then when you're comfortable, the next part is a sporran. A sporran is basically a type of purse. We keep inside of it our money, our phones, any other information stuff, any important stuff. Now the easiest way to put this on is put it aside here so that you can actually see what you're doing, because if you put it on properly you can't actually see where the holes are, so you don't know where it's sitting. So you normally put it on your hip while it sits there, and then you make sure you get it in there, and then you just turn it back, put it back to where it needs to do. So just move it along so that the sporran back into the middle of our body. Okay, so it's looking more like traditional now. Yes, sits here in the back. Next thing that we go to is our jacket and our waistcoat. The jacket is our Prince Charles jacket and waistcoat. I think this Prince Charles came from Bonnie Prince Charles and not the King Charles that we actually have at the moment. So we have the waistcoat on, and we take the jacket and put on the jacket. There we go. As you can see on my lapel, I have a flower and I have a bit of tartan. The tartan is the Gordon tartan, which is my clan. If in Scotland each family has an affiliation to one or other clan. My clan is the Gordon clan, and so I wear the Gordon tartan on this flower. Also, I have here the heather. The heather signifies Scotland. Now I hope you can see the full regalia of a Scotsman in his traditional national dress. But there's still something missing, and what we do have is what we call our ski and do. Ski and do is basically a knife, small knife, and it's always depending on if you're left or you're right-handed. As I'm right-handed, it should go in the sock. So up in the sock, you put it down till just above. There we go, just above, so it can be pulled out if need be, if we have anyone danger between ourselves. Thankfully, a lot of places you don't wear it, take it out, because there's a lot of plastic ones for dress ones, and they don't like you to take a knife because it's actually dangerous. So I'm glad that you've seen me dressed as a proper Scotsman should do. You'll see them. I've walked around Moscow many times here, never had any problems. People are happy, people take photographs. Yes, I'm sure people are wondering, what's that white guy wearing a kilt? Is it a kilt or is it something else? Of course, I just forgot. I said there that I'm here in my traditional costume as a Scotsman. So what's missing? What should be missing if you're a proper traditional Scotsman? Yes, that's correct. No underwear. As I said, this is the sort of traditional wear you would wear if you go to the football or to the rugby or something along that lines to support your country. I remember when I came here, I went to Luzhniki for the football, and I was in the Russian side with my son, and I watched the football and I sung my national anthem, and it felt here in my heart, felt it. And I was up there and I sang the song, and everyone, all the locals, clapped you at the end. No animosity in any way, shape or form. We did get beat 4-0 at the end of it, so the Russians were quite happy at the end. Didn't embarrass myself out though. 4 days in Moscow, we won the drinking competition. Well done, Scotland. So this is the third and the more informal wear that you would wear in Scotland. This is the Highland dress, and you can wear like I do with my saltire, or you wear it white, or you wear with a little waistcoats. But this is very, very much informal wear. what I'd like to do, if that's okay, I'd like to make up some of the ties that we have between Russia and from Scotland through the years. During the 1700s, all the doctors in the Tsar's palaces were all Scots. We have had a couple of field marshals and admirals in the navies and the armies of the Russian army through the years. And then the most important thing, especially as I'm wearing this shirt, is to wear the St Andrew's cross. And St Andrew's is both Scotland's and Russia's patron saint. A couple of really important things that we have between Russia and Scotland, and I actually didn't know these things until recently. Scottish architects built one of the most important buildings on Red Square. Yes, not St Basil's, but Spakaya Tower on the Kremlin. That was built 1624 by Scottish designers. Following that, we had two entrepreneurs, Scottish guys, who came to Moscow to set up a store. The idea of setting the store was they wanted to bring in goods from all over the world, all over the Russian Empire at the time. And so they've nurtured that store for all these years, and that store is still running today. Not too sure if you know the name, but it's called Soom. Of course, one of the things that we're very well known for throughout the world is the Amber Lecter. Yes, whiskey. What makes whiskey so good in Scotland? It's the water. The water that comes directly off a lot of the ice and the snow, and they come down the valleys, and the water makes beautiful whiskey. And this is the other thing. Haggis, traditional Scottish food. Beautiful. I love it. From my own clan, the Gordon clan, we have 3 links directly with Russia. 2 of them are field marshals, and 1 was a commodore of the navy, and one of them became the father of the navy and was awarded that award. The second one, he fought alongside Peter the Great. And the third one fought in Russia, and also then afterwards he went down to the Jacobite rebellion, and he fought there in Scotland. Other things that we have that are very noticeable is, I know that the Russians love the poets, Pushkin, and the second one, Lemonroth, he has links to Scotland, Mikhail Lemonroth. I like the fact that he does have history back to Scotland, and I live in a little village, a little town in Scotland called Dumfries. Dumfries has a history with Scottish national poet Robert Burns. Robert Burns was an amazing poet, but died very young. My son, while he was in school, his teachers asked if Roma could learn a Scottish poet and a piece of Scottish poetry. So he did a bit through Robbie Burns. When they did this, the school asked me would I would come in my kilt for the children and see my son doing this Robbie Burns poet. Now I was absolutely happy to do this because I do want to be part of this community, and I do like to hear Scottish history from my young son. So we did it, and then afterwards all the children had all these questions to ask about Scotland, and I answered all these questions. And at the end, everybody wanted to take photographs, they wanted to take videos. And the thing that amazed me more than anything, and I found it quite surreal, the children started coming back and asking me for autographs. And that was quite funny. Of course, the most important work by Robert Burns is known all over the world, and is usually New Year. Everybody sings it, Auld Lang Syne. Fantastic. It always makes me forget why I'm away, miss my country, and I do like that. I have worn the kilt many places: Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, down into Angola, Equatorial Guinea, Russia, and of course Scotland. And I have never had any problems anywhere wearing the kilt. Everybody likes to come and take photographs. They ask questions about the kilt, they ask about where are you from, etc, etc. I remember when I got married, and the tradition in Russia is you go, after you're married, you go and get photographs in some of the nice areas around the city. Well, we went to Red Square, so there was myself and my elder son now, and we were kilted, and obviously with a beautiful Russian bride that I just married. It looked so wonderful on Red Square, me in kilt, she looked absolutely fantastic, and everybody started taking photographs all over the place. All that you could see, everybody stopped and taking photographs. And then we get a journalist from one of the local newspapers, and he started taking photographs, and the next thing we knew, we were on a journal about wedding people. So that was a very nice thing. And just to show that people in Moscow do like Scots, I went a food court with my son when we were going to a show. We went early, so we had something to eat. So we sat down, had a beer, and the next thing you know, we had the girl from they came up to me and they said, "Excuse me, can you come and let us take a photograph with you since you're in the kilt and looking really smart?" And I said, "Yeah, fine, no problems, no problems." So we came up, we got photographs. The next thing you knew, me and my son had a free beer. So if this is all we have to do to get around Scotland and Russia with free beer, I'll be wearing my kilt a lot through Moscow. Thank you for spending some time with me, and I hope that it's informative what the kilt's about and some of the information about Scotland. I'd like to know that you're enjoying this channel. Obviously it's a new channel, and we need people to subscribe and like so that we can grow the channel. So if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe and help. and like. Thank you very much.